Hi there everyone, so yes, you're wondering why this is a new video and why am I using my voice? I'll just give brief explanations. Simply put it, I am tired of drawing characters. I don't find it like fun anymore. It's just I find drawing characters a bit boring now. I'll still draw, I like drawing, it's just I prefer drawing inanimate objects like tanks, which I used to do, but I'm still gonna do more of it. And maybe on a random day, my thumbnail could be an art I drew of a tank. So yeah, I'll be making new video styles where I'll either be talking about tanks, history, and how they perform in War Thunder, gameplay videos, challenges that you guys or I think of that just tortures me, I guess. So yeah, prepared for I will mostly be posting my video schedule on a post on how I post my videos, but no promises. I am taking exams this year, which is important, so it might not be consistent, but I will most likely try and post 3 videos at least in a month. So yeah, I hope you guys like new videos I'll be making, and if I want to, this character is my Type 10 OC, and it's a art commission by one of my friends. I'll link his channel down below. He makes amazing art characters. You should go watch his channel. So as we know, the IS-3 heavy tanks was the third IS tank in the IS series that was supposed to succeed the IS-2 and replace it in service. The IS-2 was built to resist German Pak 40, Panzerfaust 41s, 42 and 43s, since the IS-2 wasn't really able to carry out its duty as a breakthrough tank due to the hull armor being very lackluster. So we all know the IS-3 came too late to enter the Second World War and was in service during the Cold War, ended service in the Russian-Ukraine War in 2014. Jeez, that's a long service life. Well, with this out of the way, let's talk about its production history and its use in War Thunder, and I'll give my opinions on how it performs in the game. During the late 1944, 2 factories, number 100 at Leningrad, headed by Joseph Kotin, and factory 185 at Chernobynsky, led by N.A. Dukov. I'm not sure his full name is, but I will refer him as Dukov for the whole video. Worked on designing a new tank to replace the IS-3 heavy tank. Both bureaus built 2 different tank designs. Well, Kotin's team designed a turret that resembles the IS-2. However, the hull is a completely newly designed hull, using welding plates to form an eagle's beak or pike nose armor design, which was very unique at the time. It was called Object 240, 240M, 244, 245, and lastly 248, nicknamed Shaka. I am not sure if I pronounced it correctly, so I'll put the name up so that people could try and read it, I guess. While on Dukov's team, they designed a new cast turret design that looked like a frying pan, and they inverted it onto the hull, which resembles the IS-2. Called 703, nicknamed Phobida, which I'm definitely butchering the name again, so the name will be shown again. When both designs were shown, it was decided to combine Kotin's pike nose hull design of the Object 248 and Dukov's cast turret design, Object 703, and with both tank design, it retained the designation Object 703. The tank was built to weigh less than 46 tons, so they removed parts of a lower hull, placing angle plates which lowered its weight, making the hull stiff, which was a flaw that came to bite it back during its service life. So in the end, the tank that came out as a final production was the IS-3. It was a combination of the 703 and the 248. It was armed with the 122mm D25T main gun, a coaxial 7.62, a 12.7mm dish gun for the commander. It weighed around 45 tons and had a crew of 4 people. Reflected armor up until 110mm at the front, which was angled at 55 degrees, making it hard for shells to strike a mark on the armor. On paper, the IS-3 was a superb heavy tank compared to the IS-2. The IS-3 had significantly thicker armor on the front, boasted the same gun, weighed around the same as the IS-2. However, in reality, the IS-3 was a nightmare of a tank for both the crew and maintenance worker. Due to the fact that the tank suffered from flexing, cracking along the welds, road wheels, bearings worn out prematurely. The tank had to go through many overhauls and upgrades during its service life to rectify the problems. It was called IS-3M. 2,300 models were built, and most of them, the fleet had to be rebuilt to IS-3M standards. Not only the tank quality was bad, but crew comfortability was also thrown out of the window due to the car's turret design, making the turret very cramped for both loader, gunner, commander to fit inside. You also have to remember there was shells stored in the turret's ring, so when the loader was to load the shells, it needed the fact that there's limited space, making it that the reload would be very long due to how cramped the turret was. Overall, the IS-3 was an utter disaster during its service life. There were many operators that operated the IS-3. Not only Russia operated the IS-3s, China operated a small numbers, Egypt, Israel, North Korea, Russia operated it. And some non-state owners were the Donetsk People's Republic. They only had one Russian IS-3, which was used in the 2014 war, and that was abandoned. Czechoslovakia also had one that was used for the parades, and Poland also were able to get two for trials, but they rejected the use of the IS-3. In real life, the tank performed horrendously. However, in game, the IS-3, placed at a barrier on 7.3, meant that the tank was a formidable foe to face in battle. Many new players tend to struggle to pen the IS-3 due to its frontal armor being very effective in deflecting armor-piercing rounds. It could fire BR-471 shells, which has over 200mm of penetration power, which is adequate at a BR since it will tear through tanks and leave devastating effect, meaning it's always a one-shot, one-kill tank. However, it retains the horrendous 20-second reloads from the IS-2 series, and the long barrel makes it hard for it to engage more than one enemy at once due to the fact that it has a long reload and its barrel being a very huge weakness. A lot of players tend to aim for the barrel. It also has a very obvious shot track right beneath the turret where the gun mallet is, where the driver port is. Most guns are penetrated. 90mm American 90mm guns go straight through its armor, along with 88s also. Not only that, when it's in the up tier, the IS-3 is outclassed by almost everything in its VR. When compared to other heavy tanks, the Conqueror M103 stands out the most. One, both tanks have very high penning rounds. Not only that, their armor is literally harder to hit, since the 122s aren't really the best to deal against heavy armor. And not only that, the Conqueror and M103's guns pose high penetrating rounds, which literally just negates all armor on the IS-3. So in the up tier, you will have a very miserable time playing the thing. In the normal battle rating, you may have a chance of being okay in the game, and in the full down tier, it's an absolute monster to deal with sometimes. So now that you're wondering all these things are war things here, so how should you play an IS-3, you might ask? So in my opinion, while playing the IS-3 in all the games I've done so far, it is not the best tank to use as a frontline tank due to all its negatives of its literal long ass 20-second reload. So it's best to play like supporting other heavy tanks that are more potent, like the Tiger II or the T-34 or the M103. And since your gun packs a punch, you can still do sniping shots or range firing instead. So you should play the IS-3 like a medium tank with good armor, because your armor isn't really good enough to like do it in a frontal engagement, and your reload isn't going to help you even much. So that's how you should play an IS-3. So this is the end of the new videos. I hope you enjoyed the videos, and if you want me to talk about any vehicles or recommend any challenges, just put it down in the comments, and I hope you enjoy this video series. Please. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and I will see you in next week